Hi friends, so I'm here back with another video about sobriety. The second day of the year, I reached 6 years of being sober. And it was actually very funny when the first day in the year, I felt so good. I went out to make some building reconstruction and stuff, and there was nobody around. Everybody was in their bed and sick and throwing up and tired and with headaches and stomach ache and whatever. I just remember that, and I'm so glad and so thankful that I don't have to pass through that again. And that the first day of the year, either I don't celebrate any number changes and stuff. Uh, I feel like, at least if we celebrate like new epoch, new period, so we should, the first day, give it the most power we want to go with through the year, right? And that's kind of ridiculous to see people being completely wasted and completely done with their energies, right? And so for me, it was feeling so lifted up and so really so grateful that I don't feel this way. The first day of the year, I was full power, building my house, and it made me really happy because just remembering these states of hangover just makes me sick, so I can't even think about it. That's why I don't do so many videos like I maybe should or maybe could. But in a certain time, being sober, it just start to feel disturbing to constantly talk about it. So it like I feel like it drowns you back to like think about it and wanting it maybe, or you like playing with the devil, right? And I want, so after these 6 years it feels kind of natural. Sometimes it feels hard when you're down emotionally, like this last month was really hard for me. Breakups, deaths, sicknesses. So I have been really drained and really down. And that times it was really, and Christmas time when everybody is around the supermarket buying booze, right? And you just have to pass it. And yeah, sometimes it's moments when it comes like, oh, I just want to get wasted. Also going to the bars, like making, we used to do jam sessions and stuff, and everybody there is drunk and taking drugs and smoking and whatever. And like few times it doesn't matter to me, but there comes certain hour, certain moment when I don't really enjoy it anymore. And also that is playing with the devil a little bit, because why you should expose yourself to it every day? The problem is that everyone around me is drinking or taking something, smoking. So this is really hard to like be alone in the journey in a society which is used to just get wasted all the time, or just drink anytime they see each other, right? So for me, it's really like sad that I'm really alone in this. I feel sometimes very lonely because there is no even wish to resocialize. There is no intention. because anytime I resocialize, there is some drugs, alcohol, or smoking, and I feel really tensed by it. It's just becoming very like unacceptable for me. And this is sad story, but I hope that in the future I can contact and connect with people. They are in the same way. Let's say they went through similar situation and they're sober now and they struggle with the same issues. Because I won't lie to you, it's not easy journey. It's not easy decision. It's not butterflies and roses. It's not flower, power, peace, and love. You know, it's a lot of effort and a lot of handling. Like maybe if you live in the middle of a forest somewhere alone, maybe you handle it better because the connection with the nature is very pure. But connection with people, I know many, many years that the society is sick, profoundly sick, and now even I see it more. I see it with the relationships, with the uh, behavior of other people, fakeness. Yeah, I can see just through people even more. My intuition get even stronger. My third eye even more sensitive and open. And this is really hard to deal with it in normal society because normal people they don't perceive the things they I do. And it's really struggling, right? So I won't say everything after stopping, after giving up drinking, smoking, smoking weed, that it's all flowers, yeah. It's all beautiful and everything is better. I won't say that. It's harder to deal with society, to deal with reality, to deal with bureaucracy, to deal with system, at least for me. To deal with yourself, your emotion, and not being like solving your problems just to take something, you know, to numb it down. I don't have anything to numb it down, so I have to deal with it till the bottom. And this is big challenge and this is big effort you have to do. Control your emotion, not drown yourself in depression or deal with that. Just let it flow, let it go through you. The grief, the suffering, just take it and do not numb it with nothing. And it's not easy journey, and I guess it's not for everybody. That's why so many people just deal with problems with alcohol or some drugs taking. Yeah, and it release for a while, and then it comes back even harder. So yeah, it's learning me to handle my emotions, to deal with my depression, my solitude, my anxiety, panic attacks and anxiety attacks, whatever fears and delusions. Um, but it also like teached me to set up limits, even harder and stronger, even more decided. Although it hurts because you have to avoid many people in your life, many people even you love or you appreciate, or you have to send them away because any little detail in the energetic disbalance, which is creating some uh, toxic behaviors or anything, is very like you're even more sensible than before. And so any disbalance in your energy, any like let's say you are giving more than you're receiving, or you're dealing with toxic partner or with negative emotions, with negative thoughts, with whatever which is not benefiting you, which is not good for you, you're just avoiding it. You know, you start to avoiding people that take anything. You start avoiding people that they are fake. You are starting to avoid people they only benefit from you or just using you. So you are really strict, and really the thing about being sober is, I guess, that you really stay alone. And it's also a big lesson in your life. We are afraid to be alone. We are afraid to deal with everything by ourselves. And sometimes it's really draining, and sometimes it's really depressive to be alone on everything, with your problems, with your issues, with your work, with your effort, everything you have to do by yourself. I am blessed to have a great, intelligent, beautiful, loving, lovely daughter. So this is my blessing. She is really amazing being. So I'm not really 100% alone, and I have a dog. So I'm not lonely 100%, but in a way, like having some friends, partners, it doesn't work. Because in order to protect my energy, my power, my sobriety, my clean vision and clear vision, also my target, also my like what I want to reach in life, yeah, my dreams and everything, I'm even more protective. I'm even more strict with not letting any parasitic entities in my life, not letting anybody who would influence me badly, or who would play with my energy not in clear way. I have to avoid that, and it hurts. And yeah, reality is more, I would say, more heartful, like as you see clearer and brighter in these times, I would say quite evilish times. It's not really easy to handle everything yourself, but I think it's the way, because nobody, like we born alone, we die alone. Nobody ever will really help you, and you need to learn to be alone, to help yourself, to love yourself, to appreciate yourself, to believe in yourself, your intuition, not what other people are saying, not what other people are trying to convince you, but really to use your intuition, to believe in it, to trust it, to trust the energy, to trust to make a lot of inner work. That's what sobriety really is, and outer work as well, because we were kind of numb to the outside. We were kind of superior to everybody. We didn't care about society, about the structure, about the system, about bureaucracy. We didn't care about anything and anyone. Like I heard in some video, like addiction is really selfish, because you just think about yourself and how to pleasure yourself with the drug through the addiction. So yeah, you don't care. And now you have to care, not only about yourself, but your well-being, your money, your papering work, your debts, your whatever, you didn't deal with through many years of being addicted. So after, let's say, 30 years of addiction, like without say so 25 years, after 25 years of my alcoholism, more or less up and down, it was not always that I have been alcoholic, of course. There was periods that I was drinking less. There was periods I was drinking like crazy. Smoking a lot, 25 years. And smoking weed also in periods, more or less. And of course, taking drugs of different kinds. And but this was never like this was always casual use, never periodical, never like I haven't been any time addicted to any of the hard drugs, just taking it like occasionally, which I sometimes do, like with LSD, mushrooms, sometimes some speed to be awake. I'm not telling I'm absolutely clean, but I'm trying not to abuse it. So when I felt like the mushrooms I was taking like microdosing, it's not making me any more good. Like I don't feel good, and when I don't feel good, any kind of drug will not feel better. It just goes directly even more down. So I stop it. And amphetamines I really use only for to be able to be awake all the night when is some dancing party. I love dancing, or uh, there is some music I like, some jam sessions. So sometimes because coffee is not enough, but really also not abusing it, right? And that's it. I'm not taking any other kind of drugs, and slowly I start to feel like even I don't like to be disconnected and be kind of in that drug feeling and losing, myself. Sometimes with acid, I like to look for the ancestors of different kind, for the roots of me or other people. This is really interesting where the LSD is taking me lately, but I'm taking like one a year, not more. So it's really like these psychedelic drugs, it's really giving me like informations which I ask for, or which I need maybe in that moment. And mushrooms, they help with kind of feeling happiness and feeling like how to say, like the pleasure of life, the pleasure of being alive. Yeah, there is nothing more. Actually, I have to say I was not sober at all the 6 years. This last year, I have been in Gibraltar, and then I took 0 0 beer, and then I ordered another one, but he was another barman, so he didn't know that it was 0 0, and he bring me a normal beer. So I took a sip, not knowing that this is not without alcohol. And I can tell you, there was like moment when you drink this lupolo malt, and it was separated from the ethanol kind of thing, from the alcohol. So I could feel the two tastes like separately. And I really didn't like that taste of alcohol anymore. And recently I got a present as a gift, as it was drops, herbal drops, and I tried that, and it was in alcohol, and it was horrible. It was like to drink clear, pure alcohol, ethanol. It was disgusting, burning, everything. It was like, I don't like alcohol anymore. And this is a good sign that I tried it, and I can feel the ethanol inside. I can feel the poison, this burning everything, and I can't even imagine nowadays that I was putting it constantly into my body. Like this always, it was 2 years of a period where I was on the top, high level alcoholic, I would say, Olympionic as we call that. And I was drinking since 9 o'clock in the morning when the supermarket opened till 4 o'clock in the night constantly. So, like in alcoholism, you are finishing one beer, you have maybe less than half, you already go for another one, and constantly feeding this body with, I don't know, burning it out completely from inside. Insane. And I think all alcoholics, we are fucking insane. What we are doing to our bodies, to our soul, is like really creating hell. And I refer myself to any kind of addiction which is just looking for put something inside of the body, which in the end is just draining you energy. Like, it looks like it gives you power, it gives you confidence, it gives you happiness, it gives you whatever you want from that. But those second days, you know what it really did for you. And remember that anytime you are so happy because you are high, the next day you wake up, this is the real effect of the drug on your body and your soul. So that's really important for me to remember all those hangovers from alcohol and drugs, especially the combination of that was mortal. I have some special hangovers which I remember, and that was actually the reason why I stopped. Was the last hangover on New Year in Ibiza, when we lived in the caravan and I had my daughter with me. She was that time like 6 years old, and I remember the first day of the year I spent in the toilet in the bed of the caravan. My daughter somewhere with my friends playing. I didn't even know where she is. I didn't even could stand up and talk to her. I couldn't manage. I couldn't even stand up. Just I stand up, I go throw up, and my hangovers were like vomiting constantly. So like 20 times a day, 30 times this day, and my stomach was completely upside down, and I suffered big headaches. I couldn't even move. I was just looking for some static uh, position in my bed and looking through the windows, like trying to localize my daughter. It wasn't. That time, it was not the first time I stopped smoking, but it was after, I guess, half year or 1 year. I fell down again to drinking after, I guess, half year or 1 year. I'm not sure exactly of stopping after the top Olympionic last smashed down. So I stopped. I started again in Ibiza, and this time it was like the end. I said, "This is enough. I don't want anymore." And since then, it's 6 years ago, and I really won't take it back. I really won't give up everything what I reach right now. For the rest, I have to say, I am economically stable now. I am working on my things. I build up the house or rebuild, or reconstruct it. I'm constantly doing new things, and bureaucratically I am quite okay. I managed everything after maybe 3 years, 4 years of struggles. So I have to say the economic situation is stabilized and the bureaucratic situation. So I'm kind of back in the system, and I'm fine with that finally, more or less. And emotionally, it's always upside down. I'm not saying you it will be always up there, but kind of dealing with that, starting to manage my emotions more and more, I would say. I'm very much calmer. I'm not so nervous, not so irritable. Uh, some things which were disturbing few months ago, I do not consider them disturbing, or I can tolerate them even more, like sounds and you know neighbors' issues. I can deal with that lighter now. I don't get so much upset. I bought also radio, so if I need to disconnect, it music helps me a lot. And I'm singing for myself. I don't need to go bars now because I don't feel like that to sing. So just sing for myself, some healing tones, and yeah, like do more things for myself, for myself to being okay, than to be going outside and making friends and making having fun, because like after the last period, I know that this having fun is not really funny in the end when you see it from outside a little bit, and with a clear mind and perception, which you see maybe that there is fake connections or artificial happiness, or there is draining of energy, there is toxic behavior. So you won't put yourself in compromise with that. So you're less outside going, less, let's say, being with anyone just because of the fun. You see the results of it with time, and you know that it's not worth to have fake connections with people, pretending being friends just because we live here together and let's have fun. You give up artificial and fake relationships with people. You really crave for the real thing, for the healthy things, for the real connections and healthy environment. It's just your need. You need more and more to be clean and clear and be with clean and clear people, which is really hard to find, but I believe I will. Because this is like progressing in your life would be a connection with a healthy partner or friend, and you can lift up each other. I had to cut many, many, many people from my life, which I really love, I really appreciate, but I can't keep the connections because it's just pushing me, like pulling me back to what I was. It's like inspiring me to take again, or smoke again, or drink again, or. And I don't want to be there anymore. And I don't want to be tolerating it anymore, because I have been tolerating it and I have to tolerate it because the society is done this way. People drink and people smoke and people take drugs, especially here where I am. It's like full on. And I have to deal with that anyway. But I will not invite it to my life, into my bubble, into my home, into my environment, like close to me. So I feel more and more open to normal people, work colleagues from the markets, which they have different perception and different target in life than just to get drunk and wasted and have fun. You know, like they are concentrated on work, on creation, of marketing, of really things they are beneficial for me now to develop in that way and not to lose myself in artificial things. And yeah, I'm thinking what to comment on more, like health. Yes, the physical side. I told you already, I had a really tough month now. Winter, everything is crawling down. So it's also not that you are magically super healthy because you don't drink or you don't take drugs anymore. You're just dealing with another things maybe. And also I think uh, I suffered previously as I was young with migraines and headaches, and it kind of came back. So I think maybe the alcohol and marijuana were kind of anesthetic also for me, which I don't have now, so I have to deal with it. I didn't take pills for 20 years, but now I went back because somehow it was really impossible to stand it. So sometimes, yes, I take analgesic, and I try not to exaggerate it, but I do suffer again headaches, and I have problems with my veins. So with these panic attacks and anxiety attacks, there comes this heart pain, like. But I think, as I always think and thought, all the sicknesses are psychosomatic, so it's about psyche a lot, and we are under quite a lot of pressure lately. So yes, it's just to deal, I think, with some things in my life and the toxicity from the outer world. I think we have to be stronger and more resistant. So what I want for the future, like add some sport into it again. I have been doing some exercises, so I felt really good for some period. And now in winter, I'm more hibernated in the house. So, but yeah, I guess it's also have to do somehow to spend more time in nature and getting outside of the city which I live in, and slowly, yeah, change environment again. Yeah, like always. I'm sorry. So, like, in the result thing is that I feel better in generally. Like comparing to the period that I was drinking, I am having material things. I have a home house. I having cars. I having money. I can buy presents. I can reconstruct my house and buying things for my house. I actually bought a lot of things, like, which I want to include in my life, like sewing machine, things I could not allow to buy because you could only allow yourself to buy drugs and alcohol and tobacco and no much more, some food. And now I can really buy electronic things and new phone and new, I don't know what, and books, and I start to read again slowly. And yeah, it's really much more vitality. I don't stop doing reconstructions, really. I don't stop moving. And I'm not traveling so much anymore. I was really nomadic before. Now I'm like staying in the house and putting all the effort and money into the house, into my daughter, that she can feel safe and she can study well, and I live for her actually. And on the other hand, as I told you many times now, it's not full of roses, flowers, and butterflies, and it's not like magically the life is becoming amazing, better, and there is no struggles. But it's very, very different uh, comparing to that reality which I lived before. And I definitely recommend it to be sober. I definitely do. At least for some period of time to get clean up your body, which I guess there is a cycle of 7 years period in which the cells and the body recovers, and there is a cycle of 7 years also in a spiritual level in the cycles which you have to pass. There is a 7 years plus minus something. Biologically you renovate all the cells in your body. So I'm really like going the seventh year now, and I'm sure that my cells will take over, new cells will take over. I will, change all my heart, my brain, my everything, my organs will recover. So this year I'm really excited about the changes which are coming, and I will let you know definitely if there is some visible, really visible progress in that. So yeah, life goes always up and down, but you can handle it better when you don't drink and when you don't take drugs. I do believe. Have a nice, great new year and be sober. Bye.